I tried Fiverr with absolutely zero experience, no skills, no portfolio, and honestly no idea what I was doing, and what I discovered shocked me because most people fail on Fiverr not because they are untalented, but because they start the wrong way, choose the wrong service, and talk to clients in the wrong language. And today I'm going to show you exactly how I went from knowing nothing to getting my first order by following a simple system that anyone can copy, even if you feel like you have nothing to offer right now. Because Fiverr is not a talent marketplace, it is a problem-solving marketplace, and the moment I understood that, everything changed. So instead of asking myself what am I good at, I asked myself what problems people are paying to fix. And the first thing I did was open Fiverr and search for services that required no real skill, no advanced software, and no years of experience, like data entry, basic logo editing, simple video subtitles, social media post formatting, Canva designs, and AI-based services. And I didn't choose randomly. I clicked on the top sellers and studied them like a detective, looking at how they wrote their titles, what words they used in their descriptions, how they showed examples, and how they structured their prices. Because Fiverr success is not about creativity, it's about copying proven patterns and improving them slightly. And I noticed something important. The gigs that sold the most were not the most beautiful. They were the clearest. They didn't say, I will do graphic design. They said, I will design a YouTube thumbnail that gets clicks. They didn't say, I will write content. They said, I will write product descriptions that increase sales. And that's when I understood that Fiverr buyers don't care about you. They care about the result. So when I created my first gig, I didn't talk about myself. I talked about their problem and their outcome, and even though I had zero experience, I positioned myself as a solution, not as a beginner, and this is where most people destroy their chances. They write things like, I am new, please give me a chance, and buyers instantly lose trust. So instead I wrote like someone who already helps people, using simple, confident language like I will deliver clean and fast results, and I focus on accuracy and communication, which doesn't require lying but does require mindset, because confidence on Fiverr is not about fake skill, it's about clear service. And for my first service, I chose something extremely simple that I could do with free tools. I chose a basic AI-based service where I used free software to generate content and then manually improved it. And the key part was not the tool, it was the process. I defined exactly what I would deliver, how long it would take, and what the beer would receive, and then I created 3 pricing packages, a cheap one to remove risk, a middle one for profit, and a higher one for value. And I made the first package very affordable because my real goal was not money, it was my first review, because on Fiverr, your first review is more valuable than your first payment, and to get that first review, I needed to look trustworthy even without history. So I optimized my profile photo, not with a fake logo but with a clear face, good lighting, neutral background. Because Fiverr is still human to human and people trust faces more than icons. And then I wrote my profile description focusing on reliability and communication. Not talent, because clients fear 2 things, bad quality and bad communication, and beginners can compete on communication even if they can't compete on skill yet. And after publishing my gig, I didn't wait, because Fiverr does not push new sellers automatically. So I actively searched for bare requests and sent offers, but I didn't spam. I personalized each message by mentioning what they needed and explaining briefly how I would do it. And this part is critical. I never sent long paragraphs. I sent short, direct, confident messages like I can complete this today with clear formatting and fast delivery. And when my first beer replied, I didn't celebrate. I slowed down, because the real job starts after the order, and this is where most zero experience sellers fail. They rush, they panic, or they deliver something generic. So instead I treated the first order like a business contract. I clarified the requirements, repeated what they wanted in my own words, and only then started working. And even though the service was simple, I added one small improvement that made it feel premium, and that is another secret. Buyers don't remember how hard something was, they remember how complete it felt, so I included a clean format, a short explanation, and fast delivery, and when I delivered, I didn't just upload the file, I wrote a polite message saying what I did and asking if they wanted changes, because Fiverr rewards sellers who communicate well, and when the beer left a positive review, that single review changed everything because now my gig had proof. And proof beats experience, and after that, I slightly raised my price, improved my gig description using words from real buyers, and added examples, and this is where the system repeats because Fiverr growth is not one big jump, it is small upgrades, better wording, better presentation, faster delivery, and smarter service selection. And the biggest lesson from trying Fiverr with zero experience is that you don't start with your dream service, you start with your easiest service, the one you can deliver today, not someday. And then you evolve. And another thing I learned is that Fiverr is not passive income, it is active positioning, meaning you must treat it like a storefront, not a lottery ticket. You must analyze what sells, match what sells, and package it in a way that sounds like a result, not a task. And when people say Fiverr is saturated, what they really mean is that generic services are saturated, but clear outcomes are not, because people will always pay for speed, clarity, and convenience, and that is why zero experience is not a blocker, confusion is. And if you can remove confusion for the beer, you become valuable. And the final mistake beginners make is quitting too early, because Fiverr does not reward emotion, it rewards consistency, and most sellers quit after 1 week with no orders. But the sellers who win treat Fiverr like an experiment. They test titles, test descriptions, test pricing, and improve based on response. And when I look back, I didn't succeed because I was talented, I succeeded because I followed a structure. And if you copy that structure, choosing a simple service, studying top gigs, writing result-based descriptions, communicating clearly, and treating your first order like gold, you can get your first Fiverr sale even with zero experience. And the real power of Fiverr is not the money. It is the proof that you can create value from nothing, and once you do that once, you can repeat it with better services, higher prices, and stronger positioning. And that is why trying Fiverr with zero experience is not a risk, it is a training ground. And the only real requirement is not skill, it is execution.